Ferrari loves Formula One, but has not had a good relationship with the most important motorsport series lately. The 2025 season marks the end of the first-generation power units, introduced in 2014 to replace the 2.4-liter naturally aspirated V8 engines. The first turbo-hybrid revolution marked the beginning of Mercedes' dominance, which, after returning to Formula One in 2010, took advantage of the new regulatory framework and started working on the complex architecture of the new engines ahead of the competition. After at least 5 years of technical supremacy, the performance of the constructors' power units began to converge. Honda broke Mercedes' dominance thanks to its successful partnership with Red Bull. The Japanese giant, which entered Formula One in 2015, paid a high price for the technological gap compared to its competitors. The failed partnership with McLaren, aimed at reviving the glory of the previous one from the late 80s and early 90s, would have convinced many engine manufacturers to quit. However, in Japanese culture, quitting is not an option. Giving up is rarely contemplated. With continuous progress, Honda became the reference in the category, contributing to the win of 7 world titles, 4 drivers with Max Verstappen and 3 constructors with the Milton Keynes team. Unexpected results, but well-deserved. Since the introduction of turbo-hybrid power units, world titles have only been won by cars powered by Mercedes and Honda engines, both official and non-official. This is the result we have seen in recent years. And Ferrari? Unfortunately for us fans of the Maranello team, we have to face the fact the historic Italian team has not won any championships, despite showing the ability to create top-level power units. Super Scuderia fans. This is all the more remarkable when considering that the first power unit from 2014 was light years away from the Mercedes engine. For this reason, the 2025 Formula One season takes on a very significant meaning for the men in Maranello. In the modern history of F1, many regulatory changes have occurred in the engine sector, and the prancing horse cars have always managed to win at least one world title, a situation that has not yet been achieved. Therefore, the upcoming championship is crucial to change the course. Probably some of the power units from the historic Scuderia Ferrari would have been more than enough to win world titles if they had worn the right suit, meaning if the aeromechanical part of the technical projects of the red cars from the last decade had been up to the competitiveness of the car. The past racing season was very promising, despite the Constructors' Championship being won by McLaren's rivals. A victory that stings, especially considering that the Woking team, until 2 years ago, had been mid-table for several seasons. Finally, if we reflect on results, performance, and mentality, it seems that in 2024, a technical path was traced upon which a possibly winning future can be built. Certainly, this is a statement that is routinely repeated before every season when talking about Ferrari. There is nothing different we can say. The foundations currently seem really solid. The Maranello team, led by Ferrari team principal Frederic Vasseur, ended the last season on the rise, a factor that demonstrates their ability to respond to development issues after the problems experienced with the introduction of an aerodynamic update package at the Circuit de Catalunya in Spain, with more negative consequences than benefits. Furthermore, the most encouraging aspect is that, finally, the working group in Maranello has been able to extract potential from a technical project, unlike in the past when the performance of the red cars typically plateaued around the summer break. Clearly, the competition will not sit idly by, but that bad statistic, which sees Ferrari never winning with the current generation of engines, could be erased in the final season of the current power unit technical regulations. It does not seem at all like madness to think so. Instead of focusing solely on a list of specific improvements, Ferrari must adopt a comprehensive mindset for F1 2025, where the belief that every area requires constant enhancement is crucial to their survival in the championship race. Without this mentality, they risk being left behind, as emphasized by team principal Frederic Vasseur, who warns that Ferrari must take a fresh approach if they are to regain F1 title glory. Frederic Vasseur highlights that Ferrari must foster a mindset where the pursuit of improvement is relentless, with no area ever considered fully perfected. This is the only way the Scuderia can truly challenge for the top spot once again. After narrowly missing out on the 2024 Constructors' Championship to McLaren, Ferrari faces a pivotal moment as the goals and standings reset for the 2025 Formula One season. This marks the dawn of a new era, with seven-time Formula One world champion Lewis Hamilton joining Ferrari and partnering with Charles Leclerc. As they aim for their first title since 2008, Frederic Vasseur emphasized that success is only achievable through embracing a continuous drive for improvement across every aspect of the Maranello team's performance. When asked by the media about the main topics on Ferrari's agenda for the 2025 Formula One Championship, Frederic Vasseur explained that he believes it would be a mistake to focus on just one area. He emphasized that in order to do a good job, the team must concentrate on every aspect of performance, including every part of the car and reliability. According to Frederic Vasseur, improvement must be made across the board. The French manager made it clear that he didn't want to create a list of specific areas to address, as this could lead to finger-pointing. Instead, he stressed that every department of the company must strive to do a better job. This, he said, is not meant as criticism, but rather as a mindset that should be instilled in the team. Each day must be focused on improving, even if it's just by fractions of a second. The former Alfa Romeo team principal noted that this mindset is the very essence of the sport, and without it, the team would be doomed to failure. He reiterated his commitment to pushing the Maranello team forward, encouraging every employee to believe that they are a key contributor to performance, no matter their level, and that every area needs to improve compared to the 2024 Formula One campaign. Fred Vasseur replaced Mattia Binotto at the helm of the Scuderia at the start of the 2023 season and undertook key organizational changes that laid the groundwork for the team's return to title-contending form last season. Under the Frenchman's methodical influence, Ferrari now exudes a renewed sense of calm and purpose, void of strategic errors and internal turmoil. The French manager's grounded mentality was on full display after Ferrari's dominant performance in last year's Mexico City Grand Prix, where Carlos Sainz cruised to a dominant win. Ferrari's recent improvements under Frederic Vasseur come at a critical time for the team. With Lewis Hamilton joining Charles Leclerc in 2025, the Maranello team now boasts the strongest driver pairing on the grid, amplifying expectations for both the drivers' and constructors' championships in the upcoming campaign. The Scuderia narrowly missed out on second place in the constructors' standings in 2024, finishing just 13 points behind McLaren. But Fred Vasseur's steady hand has positioned Ferrari to aim for their first championship since 2008, when they secured the constructors' title with Felipe Massa and Kimi Räikkönen. Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc will now experience their first opportunity to drive Ferrari's 2025 Formula One contender, the SF25, on February 19th during a shakedown at Fiorano. This session will precede the official preseason testing at the 5.412-kilometer Bahrain International Circuit in Sakhir, which will take place from February 26th to 28th. Following the preseason preparations, the 2025 Formula One season will kick off at Albert Park with the Australian Grand Prix, scheduled for March 16th. This marks the event's return to its traditional season opening position for the first time since 2019.